This morning, we now know the names of 3 people killed in Sunday's shooting at Seattle Center. A devoted father and husband, 44-year-old Carlos Yalba, was called one of the best people on the planet by a close family friend. 56-year-old Ashley Whitehead was also lost in the shooting. She was a mother and loved life, art, and family. And in her final moments, we're told she was able to say goodbye to her daughter before her passing. The third victim was identified as 19-year-old Junior Sisimo. Court documents indicate that Simo was one of the 3 people who exchanged gunfire during the Bite of Seattle.
And the loss of these lives and the impact of that shooting on the city brought dozens together last night for a candlelight vigil.
Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
The vigil was organized by Aaron Murphy Payne, who lost his own son to gun violence in 2024. It gave those who gathered a chance to mourn together and issue a call to action as they shared frustration over the senseless tragedy.
I don't know how to make sense out of it, but I also know this is not going to break us.
We have a beautiful city that we should feel safe to experience, to enjoy.
Seattle officials are planning a city-sponsored vigil tomorrow evening with details yet to be released.
Our team coverage of the shooting continues this morning with King 5's Savannah Welch at Seattle Center following questions being raised over security at the event. First, though, let's get to the latest from Christian Balderas. Christian, we know a 15-year-old boy was arrested and a third suspect is still at large. What's the latest now?
Jake, Christine, the Seattle Center is back open to the public, but the area is still a mess with a lot of garbage and also some tents that are still up and may be difficult to see as it's still dark. If you follow me this way, this is where that vigil is, which you just mentioned. You can see there are candles that are still lit. There's also some flowers and other things laid out for the victims. Now, the biggest update this morning is that now the Seattle Police Department is saying that one of the deceased victims is an associate of that 15-year-old suspect that was arrested the day of this shooting. The Seattle Police Department says that this appears to be gang related with at least 3 people involved. That 15-year-old suspect was in court yesterday. He is facing first-degree assault charges. That is for 3 of the 7 known victims, including the 2-year-old child who we last heard is stable. Court documents say the gunfire erupted Sunday night at about 6 p.m., less than 100 feet from a police sergeant. The teen was seen holding a handgun and firing into the crowd. Directly in that direction were 3 gunshot victims. The toddler was with his mother when he was hit by gunfire. The 15-year-old was detained along with a 19-year-old associate who later died of gunshot wounds at the scene. At this point, police have not released a description for the third suspect, and they're still gathering and reviewing camera footage from surrounding buildings to try and track down the person who's outstanding.
Our next steps in this investigation include reviewing bullet casings, investigative interviews, following leads that come in through the tip line, and reviewing any available camera footage. While the Seattle Center cameras were not located where the scene of the crime was, next steps include looking at the video to see if they offer any new information.
There were initial reports that 2 suspects were taken into custody. The mayor has since taken that back, saying that was incorrect. Now, as the investigation continues, tensions have been high with the public calling for more transparency. The mayor says that there will be a press conference today at noon. In Seattle, I'm Christian Balderas, King 5 News.
So questions are also growing about security at one of Seattle's biggest summer events.
Yeah, Savannah Welch is the latest at Seattle Center. Savannah, the mayor now clarifying what surveillance cameras were in place in that area of the shooting, right?
Jake, this has become a key part of the investigation. So there were no Seattle Police CCTV cameras in the immediate area where the shooting happened, but Seattle Center does have its own camera system, and Mayor Katie Wilson says the city is now collecting this footage here. Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes says that there were dozens of police officers already on site, and where they were stationed may have saved lives. Investigators say many witnesses close to the shooting have not been cooperating with police, so video evidence will be critical here.
There have been a lot of questions about cameras. Our detectives are still collecting and reviewing video evidence from buildings around the area.
The safety of the residents of Seattle is my highest responsibility, and I take that very seriously. In the course that we've charted on the CCTV cameras, which is a matter of public record, that means balancing various kinds of safety for different communities, and that is the motivation behind the course that we're taking.
On its website, the Bite of Seattle says patrons may be subject to searches and that people can be removed from the event. However, we know attendees did not go through security lines or medical detectors before entering the festival. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll show you the video that's gone viral from one attendee who raised concerns about security and screening before the shooting on Sunday. Reporting in Seattle, Savannah Welch, King 5 News.
Savannah, thanks. Bite of Seattle, by the way, did release a statement after the shooting, saying in part, quote, "Today we stand in solidarity with everyone grieving this tragedy. Our hearts remain with everyone impacted." Organizers also say they're cooperating with law enforcement during the investigation.
Crowds were scrambling to seek shelter as those shots rang out, and new video shows the moments a group ran into a nearby home to take cover. Take a listen.
Wait, what's going on?
They said seek shelter, shelter in place.
What the?
Here we are, sorry.
No, this is our house. You guys are fine.
Thank you.
You guys are fine. Hide in the bathroom or something.
The man filming and his roommate were cooking inside their apartment when they saw people running and yelling outside his window. When he opened his door, they heard gunshots and then started ushering people inside.
Anybody that saw me opening the door, they came into the house. They came towards me and asked for help.
A lot of them were children, and a lot of them were parents with their child. So I know a lot of people were just trying to do anything to get to safety. That a lot of people were
About 30 minutes
crying,
later, they
people were
walked
screaming, people were just in complete fear.
About 30 minutes later, they walked out to see what happened and found a woman shot in the leg, getting help from first responders. And one of the men says he lost his brother to gun violence, and it made him determined to help people get to safety.
Really didn't know what else to do other than just get people to safety.
Several local restaurants also helped shelter panicked festival goers, and inside the Seattle Armory, the co-owner of Seattle Fudge rushed his wife and 2 young children and employees into the back of the business. They lowered the metal gate just enough to let others come inside too.
I had over 50 or 60 plus individuals, standing on top of sinks in the back, hiding behind tables, just kind of crouching for safety and cover. A lot of folks crying, my daughter included, just really not sure what's going on.
After about 20 minutes, an announcement came over the building's loudspeakers saying it was safe to leave.
The Armory is reopening today, but with limited access. The Workout Wednesday fitness class and a festival in the art gallery have both been canceled. The Pacific Science Center, meanwhile, will be back open today as well.
We are expecting updates from investigators today. There is a press conference at noon scheduled by the Seattle mayor. You can stream live updates on our King 5 app at all times. Download on your TV or phone and watch for free.